Hello folks, I'm the Red. This is Hollywood Animal, and last we left off, we swept the Pollux Awards. It's not the last thing we need to do for the boutique, but it is the big thing in my opinion, because it gives you the ability to raise the cap, the skill cap of workers. And that's what we're going to do. Like, it's going to be a year, it's going to take a while, but I'm gonna just be throwing people into this fairly continually. If they're at their cap, I mean, there's a few actors. Will Doyle. Elmer. Ernest, you're disciplined. It means that we can now hire people not based on, their raw, like just their actual abilities, but we can train people. Not just train them up to wherever their cap is, but train them to however high we can possibly hope they would ever reach. Kevin, you've got to stop. And pretty much all of our cinematographers are going to go in editors, Aura, composers, and there we go. You know what? Actors, a few more actors. Howard Globe. Anyone at there, you know what? Yeah. Edward, I'll give you... You've got some more years left in you. We don't know how long you'll make it, but... I think I'm just going to push every single person who is at their skill cap. Like, why not? We have the money to survive years of idling. I'm gonna actually, this is gonna get canceled. And everyone at your skill cap. And then we're gonna start probably producing more trash so that we can train up more people. We'll end up with this huge, unbearable roster that'll slow the entire game to a crawl. You know what I'm feeling like? I'm feeling like I'm making the same mistake that I did with our Adventurer Guild, where I just put in too much and the entire thing just slowed. Not mechanically, not computationally, where, like, games slow down. But in the context of... I mean, you have no skill ceiling. But in the context of it just takes forever to click through, get every single person to do one thing at a time. Uh what? Janice, you're close enough. Our editors. And cinematographers. Thomas, you're close enough. Producers are... yeah, there. Edwin, you want to be paid more? Sure. And these movies here, oh wow, all of those were, yeah, exactly what we thought it would be rated. It's trash. What's the point? Wow, that was real cheap to make. I didn't even realize that was like a couple 100,000, 300,000, something like that. Okay, you're reaching 0%. So I'm gonna check performance analytics because it is our best movie. Jane, Thomas Gallagher, Anthony, Vincent. So Tudor Island 3. And I might as well have this edited here. And Thomas Gallagher, you could use a push. Not actually a few here that can produce something. Director Anthony. Our producers, we got Vincent. I mean, yeah, it's only gonna take a year. Cinematographer Harry, I'll give you that push. Editors, Brenda, why don't I give it to you? Composers, I'm actually gonna go masterclass for you. I'll pay you more. More letters from the front. Oh, this script wasn't actually as good as it could be. Yeah, send it to the script doctor. And go into training. So we're getting to 400s. So we're gonna blow through this year pretty quickly, I think. If we're putting basically everyone, we're mostly shutting down production for a while. Seniority of 17 years. Yeah, this was mostly driven by... I mean, the only thing was children didn't like it, but everyone else was good. We could have pushed more... Oh, it was already on the radio. I guess we just didn't get a lot of initial audience in the older crowd. Highbrow humor and drama doesn't work together. Science fiction and nudity doesn't work together. Excuse me. A hard disagree. I mean, maybe not straight nudity, but like a lot of very softcore stuff tied with that. An annoying... Ooh. We're gonna go have you finish. And... Oh, what? Why is the trash pit trashed? Readjusting to life after the war. I mean, we're starting to unlock the post-war elements because we are about to reach the end of the war. The seal did not find anything. Doesn't matter. All of my screenwriters are getting training. We're week 4 of 10, 3,000, so you're gonna get 5,000 here. The love of a good woman. These are the last things coming through the production queue. For at least a little while. Our distribution department. Yeah, let's take an extra flat 1%. And yeah, you can throw one of these parties again. One night, long time ago. Film leaves a void when it's over. We should warn you, it's difficult to sit quietly in your seat. This is actually, for such a poor movie, pretty well rated. Bone Grinder gave it 1 star, but Bone Grinder doesn't know how to do middle ground. Okay, I'm gonna say Silver Skin. Is this utopian futuristic? There's a detective and a robot. I want to say that one in the background is the robot. Let's say we release here 20, 16, 12, 10. Ad campaign like this. We're saying young men, older audience, newspapers, Piazzolla, or maybe billboards. No tricks. And they want to re-ban nudity. I'm going to give it 800 down. Yeah, that'll be enough. Dynastic Tradition spent $1 million on production, and it's going into post. We need to wait, literally needs to wait for a composer to come ready. Felix, you're going to wait a couple of days here, and then you're going to, I assume you get experience for making these trash elements. Go ahead and repeat that. And repeat. Legionnaires' burden, it's at 12 weeks, let's end it. Wilson's known as an action man. They can go to archive. I don't need to think about it anymore. I'm realizing there's very little reason for you not to take the time to try to improve your skill ceiling. This is 25,000. Yeah, so the numbers I'm looking at are about 20,000. Okay, if you're 2/3, if I go 12, 4, 8, 16, so it's 20, 16, and then like 5,000, 2,000 is like our heavy drop off, but the ones that do really well do much better than that. So I don't know. But they're always, we'll always know because they'll be the artistic ones. I'm worried because after the war they're going to break up the monopolies with us owning theaters, so we can't just throw them willy-nilly because we will have to actually pay to rent. I'm just gonna give you 5,000 because you don't yet have to think about it. And you're at 5%. I can end distribution on this. Anthony, you are an action man. You can send to archive. We can keep holding these luxurious banquets. I'm gonna shelve this, obviously. because everyone's busy. Ooh, this one goes to the script doctor. Everyone is busy with their experimental training. Weimar Command signed the German Instrument of Surrender. The war in Europe is over, but America will never taste victory until they've defeated Japan. So, we're seeing the end. It's in sight. Well, we know it's in sight. It actually looks pretty far off from down on the ground level. Because, I mean, the ground invasion of Japan. Sue Edwards in silver skin. A minus of the Kino mark. So again, hating the idea of a woman. What'd she do this time? She was a detective. Kick them while they're down. We looking femme fatale and a worried wife. This is accidental hero, war criminal, action adventure comedy. Honestly, this one's funny to me because it just looks like he's looking at her ass, which is why I'm gonna pick it. I'll drop it on July. Well, no, we can't because it's going to be pushed by printing. $20, 16, 12, 10. Plenty before. Give it a tail. You're saying anyone? I think I'm just gonna go older and male. Continue without tricks. And I'm gonna take a moment here to double check. And we've got a couple of, okay, Hazel, we actually do have actors who need to begin some experimental training. And, besides actors, we've got screenwriters, we've got a director here that can do it. No others. Producers are... Well, I mean, you might as well take a hand at it. Cinematographers, Dale. Editors. You know what, Emma? I don't know why I didn't include you at first. I'm just gonna leave you. You know what? I'm just gonna leave you at 5,000. It's not going to be too much. No one else is... We're just doing a couple movies at a time right now. Oh, dynastic tradition. Thomas Gallagher got beaten. Go ahead, repeat. Okay. That's an SNL skit. Genuinely, that is an SNL skit. Child molester robot. Let's set up distribution. You're saying 4,000. I'm gonna say let's give you that much. 75 and then a few 5,000s. You're at 0% here, and distribution, easy. Send to archive. Headquarters is now able to do agile mothballing, not that we care about that. I guess cheaper while closed. War Widows. Now available. You can get your own War Widow. Not exactly what I meant, but was a thought that came to mind. There we are, the Dupla Compact S, now available. Which actually reminds me, we still got a while until we get the 16C Red Werewolf Mini. You might as well put out another movie while we're sitting here. European detective movie, The Treasure Lost. I like that one. It's actually a good looking cover. We're gonna... There's no reason to run straight up against Gernstein. 2016... 12... 10... Same as we've been doing the entire time. Well, not the entire time, but for quite a while now. That's been our standard. Go ahead. This is definitely going to skew older and male, even if it doesn't say so. There we go, we improved that script. The writers are, however, yeah, because it's a script doctor. It's someone else working on the script, not the original writer. You're saying you want, let's just say 1,000 thoroughness. And experimental training for producers. Do we have any producers who... Yeah, you're no longer working on anything. And neither are you. I don't know why I don't have these actors doing... Like, obviously the ones at war can't do it, but... Like, I might as well just throw everyone in here. Right? And then as for you lot, instead of doing the experimental training, we do the master class. And you can just do the assured one. Producers are all working on something. Cinematographers. Yeah, everyone else is engaged with some activity. And we're just letting the year tick by. Love of a good woman. Ooh, this is a real good one. Boris, Della, Irene, Andrew. We've got a couple of actors. Our director is tough, but the cinematographer could actually be improved. We've got no one to work on it. That's fine. We're going to go experimental training. For our actors, and this is going to be annoying when it comes out the other end. Honestly, it's a little annoying right now clicking through it, and this is the satisfying part of, hey, where everyone gets training. Although when they come out the other end, they're going to be like half of them are only going to succeed. So director, yeah, Jasper's already capped out. Producers are still busy. Cinematographer. And then the others, editors and composers, which are not directly part of the production. Not part of the direct production. They come later. They come over here. Yeah, we're gonna... the Dupla Compact. We finished that just in time. Not that it really gets us anything. I don't know if we're ever actually going to use that. Yeah, just give it... What do you... Set up distribution to the tune of 5,000 across the board. And I'm gonna say Cannibal Woman's Book Club. Felix, finish us off. You can end distribution. Jasper, you're now known for thrillers. This can go to archive. Police, gonna be annoying. Love of a Good Woman, you can go into actual production, post-production, I mean. We can now offer nannies. I mean, let's get chefs in there. Oscar's established as a good detective for searching for the Midnight Sun. This could have been higher rated. A crown for a queen. Oh. Oh. That ate it. It had already eaten it, though. Go with this one. And... $20, 16, 12, 10. Advertising older. No tricks needed. The Japanese surrender was signed aboard the battleship Missouri. They're crying victory across America. We've seen many terrible things in recent wars, wrote columnist Andrew Cost in Exquisite Cinematique. Has all this really happened? Who's to blame for it all? How can we go on living? What lies ahead? Our politicians certainly cannot answer these questions for us, but perhaps cinema can. Fred Carpenter lost the mayoral elections to Tom Lilland. The young and energetic Lilland simply looked more convincing and easily beat his opponent, whose heart problems only worsened over the campaign. Surprising that Carpenter even dared to enter the ring in recent months. He spent more time in the hospital and less time at work, wrote political scientist Robert Hughes in the column for USA Daily. His campaign was bold, even desperate at times, but youth and health won out. So, yeah. No longer have Carpenter as a friend. Or at least, not a friend significant enough to be noteworthy in the context of anything here. You're at 3%. I'm gonna end distribution on this. We can now do over 500 extras. Let's get the sets and props to work even faster. I'm gonna hold a banquet here. Lonnie James, skill increase. Anthony Campbell, return from the war. I'm going to say producers that aren't working on anything. Work on your own skills. Cinematographers. And composers. Peter Harris. Should be director Anthony Campbell as an actor. Peter Harris, you need the experimental training. Anthony, you could use masterclass. Charlie Graham as an actor and Ronnie both are in line for experimental training. As will be Albert and Pete. None of them died in the war. Script department, more IP per script. New story element every 3 months. Versus fresh take. Search for the Midnight Sun. Go 5,000 screenings a week. I mean, even spending as much as we are on training, we're still making money. Supreme Court has confirmed it's taking up United States versus Gernstein Brothers. The government arguing that antitrust law prohibits movie studios from owning movie theater chains. The case is expected to go to trial next year. So that's going to make things harder on us too. Corporate tax rate cut down from 53% to 19%. America is victorious. Time to rebuild. The tax cut step to aid our honest entrepreneurs so they can rebuild our country in peacetime. They want to add the Toxic Revenger, and this is a surprise thrown on me. I'm gonna say no to the tune of 800. Womanizer with poisoned balls. I mean, at least that one I can, you know, say the words without it just being grotesque. Experimental training for that one screenwriter that's been working on these things. Premiere. Crown for a queen. Bone Grinder's really giving it hard time. Serious Guide's still going stale. I'm gonna go Tudor Island 3. It actually tanked over the course. Why is this a musical? Ambitious woman, highly festive atmosphere. It's got to be the highly festive atmosphere. I'm gonna go with this one. $20, 16, 12, 10. You know what? I might as well release it Christmas Day. Or maybe it should be right before Christmas. Advertising, older women, newspaper, Piazzolla. Continue without tricks. Three-year loans. Let's reduce the percentage. We need to take one. You're saying 5%. I'll give you 500 screenings a week. Melo has increased. Oh, did you really lift your entire cap? Will Doyle, you can repeat. Elmer, you can repeat. Oh, that does it just fully like eliminate the cap? If successful. Okay, experimental training for directors. Sorry, not directors, producers. Have we any producers that are no longer working on anything? No. But honestly, that should be enough people open to actually produce some things. Cindy, why are you busy? Yeah, I think we're gonna do. I'm gonna go start project. And a new era. I will assign you a soundstage largely so I can be absolutely certain that every bit of this is going to be best done on location, and it is. You don't need a soundstage at all for this. Filming tech. Blue term vivid. Sound tech frame tone. So, I mean, we're only paying like 130,000 for hundreds, as many, yeah, 132,000 here. Says it right here. For as many extras as we want. There's no reason not to spend that much. So Chester Blair. I am gonna say, so Chester is to 46. Hero, you're 47. Parker, you're 47. The Roy Hart. Bobby Martin. He likes heroin. Our old friend turned enemy is Bob Gray. Our love interest in the previous one was Betty Lim. I'm fine recasting this. To be Pauline. And Betty Lim's still the better part of a year out. Mentor. Yeah, we can go with Edward Peterson. And a brother in arms. We want someone that's historically inclined. But we don't have anyone like that, so we're going to go with Wilson Gray. Go ahead. Anyone that didn't fix your cat. Anyone that did fix your cat can consider. I got some guys, some women. We've got no screenwriters. That's fine. Directors. Got at least one is a seal. Cinematographers. I don't know why I can't click on them. Oh, we're looking at the experimental. I need to click on the masterclass. That'd be why. Cinematographers. Thomas, you can consider going. Brenda. Jacqueline. Composer. There we go. That should be good enough for us. And yeah, there we go. That's, I mean, the number of people that are still in class is quite large, but we've gone through the first, and we went through almost an entire year doing it this way, just having everyone go into class. Our money stayed basically the same. There's nothing to it. Like, that's it. Game over. We have as many people. What we need to do now is start actually looking for cinematographers that have like perfect level soundstage and location ratings, and we need to look maybe for screenwriters that have multiple favorite genres. And why are these listing 25%? Okay, that threw me for a moment. But, and then actors, we need to, like, get people who aren't drug addicts and things like that. But, I mean, that stuff hasn't affected us, right? So, really, it's all it's all moot. We're just sort of pushing forward until the Supreme Court takes away our theaters, and we've got to rebalance how many theaters we're pushing things to. And I mean, we can start putting things into production again. And that's, oh, yeah, we're I mean, this is Endgame. Apparently this is chapter 1, this is act 1, and then we're going to be moving on to act 2. My understanding is act 2 is not part of early access. I don't know about that for sure, but I think we're going to hit a point up here where the game's going to like stop. We're no longer feature complete, because this, up until this point, this game feels mostly complete. It's there's buggy. We hit a fair few bugs, more than I would like in a completed game, but I've enjoyed my time with this so far, and I don't know when it's going to come to a close, but it's going to be some point up here soon. I don't know how much longer it can last. If not in the context of we're going to completely run out of context, we're going to completely run out of content, then in the context of it's going to start getting really stale going from here on out at some point, and at some point I've got to call it, if it doesn't, call itself. But in any case, we're going to keep playing for at least a little bit longer, and if you've enjoyed this Let's Play so far, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time where we will continue playing Hollywood Animal.